वेलकम बैक गाइस टू आवर चैनल विज्ञान घर। इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे जामिया मिलिया इस्लामिया बायोसाइंस के क्वेश्चंस को। एंड अगर अभी तक आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब द चैनल एंड हिट द बेल आइकन। The long neck of a camel is due to. The camel has a long neck due to the presence of extra bony plates between the two vertebrae. Their long necks are excellent adaptations so as to help them to reach out for their food and water sources without bending much their body and legs. So the correct answer is development of extra bony plates between successive vertebrae. Which of the following is not correctly matched? In this question, we are given the 4 diseases and their corresponding pathogens. And we have to find which is incorrectly matched. You can see from this table that we are given the disease and the correct pathogen which caused them. So first is the arbovirus, which is an informal name used to refer to any virus that are transmitted by arthropod vectors. Dengue is transmitted by bite of Aedes mosquito, and the virus responsible for causing dengue is called as dengue virus. Next is plague. Plague is a rare but serious bacterial infection that's transmitted by the fleas. The bubonic plague is caused by bacteria which is called as Yersinia pestis, and it can spread out through the contact with the infected fleas. Next is our syphilis, which is caused by a bacterium called as Treponema pallidum. The most common route of transmission is through the contact with an infected person's sore during any sexual activity. The bacteria can also enter the body through minor cuts or abrasion in the skin or through the mucous membrane also. Next is the tetanus, which is caused by the bacterium called as Clostridium tetani. Tetanus is a serious disease that affects our nervous system, leading to the painful muscle contraction, particularly of jaw and neck muscles, and so it is commonly known as lockjaw. So from these 4 diseases, syphilis is incorrectly matched. It is caused by the Treponema pallidum instead of the Treponema trichiurea. Our next question is, which of the following carries blood rich in glucose and amino acids from intestine to liver? We know that liver is connected to 2 large blood vessels. First is the hepatic artery and second is the portal vein. The hepatic artery carries blood from the aorta to the liver, whereas the portal vein carries blood containing digested nutrients from entire gastrointestinal tract to the liver. So, the liver receives blood from small intestine through the hepatic portal vein. After a meal, hepatic portal vein would transport glucose-rich blood from the small intestine to the liver. Blood leaves the liver and returns to heart through hepatic vein. So the correct option is option D. Lichens reproduce with the help of. Lichens may reproduce both by asexual and by the sexual methods, means asexually by the vegetative propagation. Now on to the sexual reproduction tactic. The fungal portion of lichen can reproduce sexually, but the new fungus that grow must find an algal partner. So, as a result, sexual reproduction has less success than the asexual reproduction in the lichen world. If sexual reproduction is a choice, then licus fungus reproduce by conidia or oidia, depending on the type of fungus. Asexual reproduction take place by specialized type of diaspores such as Soredia and Isidia. Soredia are common reproductive structures of lichens. The lichens reproduce asexually by employing simple fragmentation and production of Soredia and Isidia. Soredia are powdery propagules composed of fungal hyphae wrapped around cyanobacteria or green algae. So the correct answer is option A. Is the most abundant element in the plant body is. Carbon is the most abundant element present in the plant body. It is present in amino acids, nucleic acids, lipids, and carbohydrates. So, for the organic content, carbon is the most abundant element. But if we are planning to take the protoplasm into the consideration, then we know that the most abundant compound in protoplasm is water. And we also know that water molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom. So then the hydrogen could be the answer. This question is very confusing, and for this question we take into consideration the organic content, and so the most appropriate answer would be carbon. The following amino acids are positively charged except. Positively charged amino acids are histidine, arginine, and lysine. And negatively charged amino acids are aspartic acid and glutamic acid. हम पॉजिटिवली चार्ज अमीनो एसिड्स को एक न्यूमोनिक की फॉर्म में भी याद कर सकते हैं, विच इज़ आर HRK, which represent histidine, arginine and the lysine. And negatively charged amino acid को हम फॉर्म में याद रख सकते हैं D and E, which is aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Whenever the word acid is used, our amino acid become the negatively charged. We can remember that from this trick also. DNA has both acidic and basic parts, but we call DNA as deoxyribonucleic acid because the basic parts of DNA are inside the DNA molecule, but the acidic part are outside the molecule of DNA. That's why the properties of acidic parts dominate over the basic part, and so DNA is called as deoxyribonucleic acid. DNA is one of the most acidic biopolymer due to phosphate backbone, which binds to basic protein called as histones. What is the function of leg hemoglobin in root nodule? Root nodule is a swelling on root of leguminous plant like pea or chlor that contain bacteria of genus Rhizobium, which are capable of nitrogen fixation. Leg hemoglobin, which is also called as symbiotic hemoglobin, occurs in the root nodules of leguminous plant, where it facilitates the diffusion of oxygen to symbiotic bacteroids in order to promote the nitrogen fixation. The major role of leg hemoglobin involves the protection of nitrogenase enzyme from denaturation if exposed to atmospheric concentration of oxygen. But at the same time, its role is to supply the ample amount of oxygen to bacteria for the respiration. So our correct answer is option C. Automobile exhaust causes respiratory problems because it contains. Here we are given different gases, but the carbon monoxide is the toxic gas which is released from the automobile exhaust. Breathing the carbon monoxide may cause headache, vomiting, nausea, and many more symptoms. And overexposure may be lethal because once inhaled, carbon monoxide passes to bloodstream where it binds to the hemoglobin instead of the oxygen. Its binding with the hemoglobin is about 200 times more stronger than that of the oxygen. This led to oxygen deficiency in the cells and cell eventually dies off. So our correct option is carbon monoxide. Our next question is the habitat of a species along with its function is. The habitat of a species along with its function is called as niche. The coexistence of two similar species in the same ecosystem is possible until and unless they share the same niche. In the ecological terms, a niche is related to behavior of a species living in a particular environmental condition. Molybdenum deficiency in plants causes. Molybdenum is an essential component of two enzymes of plant that convert nitrate into nitrite and then into ammonia before it is used to synthesize the amino acid within the plant. It is also needed by the symbiotic nitrogen fixing bacteria in legumes to fix atmospheric nitrogen. Molybdenum deficiency in most plants are associated with buildup of nitrate in the affected plant part. So molybdenum deficient plant may appear as if they are deficient in nitrogen and have general chlorosis and the stunted growth. So our correct option is option D. The compound produced by host plant to protect themselves against the fungal infection is. Phytoalexins are low molecular weight phenolic antimicrobial compound synthesized and accumulated in plant in response to the extrinsic stress such as the microbial infection. Phytoalexins have the antifungal property and are often pathogen specific in their toxicity. So, these are used by host plant to protect themselves against the fungal infection. So, the correct option is option C. Crop rotation is opted by farmers to increase. Crop rotation is the practice of growing a series of different type of crop in the same area across a sequence of growing seasons. Additionally, crop rotation can improve the soil structure, organic matter, which reduce the erosion and increase farm resilience. This avoids depletion of a particular type of nutrient from the soil and to control the weeds, pests and disease. It gives soil the time to regain its fertility. So our correct option is option A. Which of the following enzymes is used in genetic engineering? We will talk about each enzyme one by one. Translocase is a general term for a protein that assists in moving the another molecule across the cell membrane. These enzymes catalyze the movement of ions or molecules or their separation within membrane. Next are the topoisomerase, which participate in underwinding and overwinding of DNA. Next is the DNase, which are deoxyribonuclease that specifically cleave and degrade DNA. DNase is used to degrade DNA in applications such as RNA isolation, reverse transcription preparation, cell culture, DNA fragmentation, etc. Restriction endonuclease is an enzyme that cut DNA at or near specific recognition sequence, which are called as restriction site. Restriction enzymes are DNA cutting enzymes found in bacteria, and because they cut within the DNA molecules, they are used for the genetic engineering, and so the correct option is option D. Cowper's gland is present in. Cowper's gland, which is also known as bulbourethral gland, is present in mammalian males. These are a pair of pea-sized exocrine glands which secrete alkaline fluid into the urethra that lubricates the urethra. The cockroach is an arthropod, earthworm is an annelid, while the frog is an amphibian. The rabbit is the mammal, so the correct option is option B. Histamines are secreted by. Mast cells are found in the mucous membrane and connective tissue and are important for wound healing and defense against pathogen via the inflammatory response. Mast cell granules contains the heparin and histamine. They secrete them when they are activated due to toxic substance or pathogen. When the histamine is released, histamine causes blood vessels to dilate, increasing blood flow and cell trafficking to the area of infection. It is also involved in the inflammatory response and has a central role as a mediator of itching. Is a part of immune response to the foreign antigen. So, the histamine is secreted by the mast cells. Which of the following amino acids is present in the ornithine cycle? Ornithine-urea cycle is a cyclic enzymatic process consisting of consecutive transformation of amino acid ornithine and leading to the production of urea. The ornithine cycle is most important means of assimilation of ammonia in many species. The reaction of ornithine cycle have been mostly studied in animals by H. Krebs and K. Henslett in 1932, in which the reaction takes place primarily in the liver. This is our ornithine cycle, which consists of mainly three reactions. First is conversion of ornithine into the citrulline. Next is the conversion of citrulline into arginine and the splitting of arginine into the urea and the ornithine. So from the figure, we can see that the ornithine combines with carbamoyl phosphate in presence of enzyme carbamoyl phosphate synthase 1 to form the citrulline. The citrulline then combine with amino acid aspartate and form arginosuccinate. Arginosuccinate is then cleaved to release the fumarate and the arginine. Arginine then changes into the ornithine and release urea and the cytosol. So our correct option is option B, which is arginine and citrulline. Our next question is crossing over is. The process which result in recombination by exchange of segment between non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosome is called as crossing over, which takes place in the packaging stage of prophase 1 of meiosis. Crossing over leads to production of new combination of genes, which is very important in the process of evolution. Crossing over results in recombination of genes found on the same chromosomes, which are called as the linked genes that would otherwise always be transmitted together. As we can see here that crossing over is directly proportional to the distance between the two genes, and the linkage is inversely proportional to distance between two genes. So from here we can conclude that the crossing over is inversely proportional to the linkage. Our next question is, regardless of the condition outside the body, homeostasis in a human maintains the blood glucose concentration at. Ordinarily, the concentration of glucose in the blood is maintained at a relatively stable concentration from 80 to 120 milligram per deciliter, which is 0.08 to 0.12%. A blood sugar level less than 140 milligram per deciliter is normal, and a reading of more than 200 milligram per deciliter after 2 hours indicates diabetes. A reading between 140 to 199 milligram per deciliter indicates prediabetes. So, the homeostasis is maintained at concentration which is 80 to 120 milligram per deciliter. So, the nearest option is 0.1% and the correct option is option B. Which of the following has been basic to origin of life? Proteins are the polymer of amino acid which serve structural and catalytic function in living organism. The main biological function of protein is to serve as enzyme. Enzymes are the biomolecules that speed up the biological reaction by lowering the activation energy for formation of substrate product transition state. Carbohydrates are polymer of simple sugar that serve as structural unit of many biological structure as well as storage molecules. Nucleic acid are polymer of nucleotide that exhibit unique ability of self-replication and self-perpetuation. Owing to their ability of self-replication, nucleic acids serve as genetic material and carrier of hereditary traits from one generation to the next generation, which is a prerequisite for living organism. For example, the colloidal aggregate of organic compound, which are called as coacervates and microspheres, exhibit metabolically activities such as enzyme synthesis and hydrolysis of starch, but were not considered living forms because they lack nucleic acid. Formation of nucleic acid followed by their chance recombination with the protein to form nucleoprotein mark the transition from non-living coacervate to first life form, which are called as protocells. So the basic to origin of life is the nucleic acid. tRNA carries amino acid on dash sites. Here we are given the structure of the tRNA molecule. All the tRNA have about 73 to 93 nucleotides that fold into 4 base paired stems and 3 loops. The 3' end has CCA sequence. The attachment of an amino acid to 3 adenosine yields the amino-acyl tRNA. tRNA has 7 to 15% post-transcriptionally modified bases. Dihydrouridine is nearly found in the D loop and ribothiamidine and pseudouridine in the T-cy-C loop. The D loop serves as amino-acyl synthase, recognition and binding loop, while the T-cy-C loop bind the starch tRNA amino acid to the ribosome. The anticodon loop has triplet at the tip which base pairs with the corresponding codons in the mRNA. Thus, the tRNA carries amino acids on the 3' sides. Our next question is, tyloses thickenings are seen in. Tyloses are balloon-like structures produced by the xylem and ray parenchyma seen adjacent to the xylem vessels. Tylosols form naturally in the hardwood and as observed in the xylem of leaves during senescence. Tylosol form in xylem vessels in response to various environmental stimuli. So, these are seen in the ray parenchyma and the xylem cells, which is a substitution of mitochondria in E. coli. In many bacteria, the cell membrane become invaginated and folded to form structure which are called as mesosomes. It is equivalent to mitochondria of eukaryotes because of the respiratory enzyme present in the aerobic bacteria, and like the mitochondria, the folded invagination of the mesosomes increase the cellular absorption and increase its efficiency by the production of greater ATP. So the correct option is option A, which is mesosome. Our next question is, which of the following is responsible for ejection of milk from mammary glands in mammals? Prolactin from the anterior pituitary stimulates the production of milk within the glandular tissue, and oxytocin causes the release of milk from the mammary glands. The release of the hormone oxytocin leads to milk ejection or letdown reflex. Oxytocin stimulates the muscles surrounding the breast to squeeze out the milk. So the correct option is oxytocin. A nerve fiber can't be stimulated during the absolute refractory period of a previous stimulus because the period of time after an action potential begins during which an excitable cell can't generate another action potential in response to a normal threshold stimulus is called refractory period. During the absolute refractory period, even a very strong stimulus can't initiate a second action potential. This period coincides with the period of Na plus channel activation and inactivation. Inactivated Na plus channels can't reopen. They first must return to its resting state. The relative refractory period is the period of time during which a second action potential can be initiated, but only by a larger than normal stimulus. It coincides with the period when voltage gated K plus channel are still open after the inactivated Na plus channel have returned to their resting state. So our correct option is option B, which is sodium potassium pump doesn't operate. थैंक यू गाइज। और अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक द वीडियो, कमेंट एंड शेयर इट।